Okay, let's talk the 3 vitals. These are super important, which you might have guessed from the term vital. They are going to help you succeed over the course of your entire business. From now until you are a top coach, they are going to be vital behaviors. So it doesn't matter if you are a beginner coach or if you are a 15-star, 5 times elite coach. You are going to want to make sure that you're doing your vital behaviors every day. So what are your vital behaviors? Well, the first one is to be a product of the product. You cannot tell somebody about your journey and help them along if you aren't part of the product. So what do I mean by that? Well, if somebody was trying to sell you a vacuum, those people that come to your door, that guy, he probably doesn't own that vacuum. And that's probably why you don't want to listen to him, because you don't know his story, you don't know anything about him, and you don't know how this vacuum has changed his life. But when you look at our profiles and you watch our journey, you see that these products, 21-day fix, for example. I lost 15 pounds in 21 days on the 21-day fix, and I share about that. So people see that I am a product of the product, that I'm not just trying to make a buck and just saying that, yeah, this works, but I've never actually done it. No, it works because I can see it. My mirror tells me that. My photos tell me that. My scale tells me that. And you have to be drinking your shake every day. You can't expect somebody to believe that this superfood nutritious shake is actually a superfood nutritious shake if you're not sharing about it. My life is not the same as it was a year and a half ago before I started drinking Shakeology. That might sound cliche, that might sound weird, but I have IBS. I've always had digestion issues. I never ate breakfast. I have 3 kids and am always on the go. I sometimes forget to eat because being a mom, you forget to do a lot of things. So Shakeology has helped me, and I share about those things when I'm rushing out the door and I take all that time, as a mom to pack their lunches and make sure that they have stuff for a day trip, and then I am rushing out the door and I forget my stuff on the counter. Well, good thing I have Shakeology, because that's what's going to save my day, because I always have it in a container, in a baggie, somewhere in my purse so that I can just make one when I need it. And that way I don't, give in to the other things, but I share about those things. If I'm rushing off in the morning to go take my daughter to school and I haven't had a chance to make breakfast and sit down and eat it, well, I make a shake and I just go. So I don't have to worry about that. I just make it and go. So people want to see that you are a product of the product, and that's going to help them see that it actually works and that it's worth investing their money in. So that's your first vital behavior. Your second one, personal development. I know it sounds kind of like a joke, because I didn't do it for the first couple of months of my business, like at all. I didn't read personal development. I didn't listen to personal development. I just thought, personal development, that just wasn't something that I thought I needed. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I probably don't have the best self-confidence. Yeah, I probably just feel like I'm a really crappy leader most of the time. Yeah, but nothing's going to change that. I've always felt this way. Nothing is going to change my mindset. Boy, was I wrong. So wrong. Personal development is everything. It changes your outlook. I don't have a ton of time, like I said, as a mom of 3, I don't have a ton of time to sit down and read. I wish I did, because I really, really miss it. But I make a point now on my phone. You can, if you have an iPhone, you can go onto your podcast and listen to tons and tons and tons of podcasts, personal development podcasts, the Shailene Show, the Beachbody National Wake Up Calls every Monday are recorded. You can listen to those. There are tons and tons of different things that you can pull up for podcasts. You can go onto YouTube. That's how I get my personal development in, because I just put it on when I'm getting ready in the morning. I put it on in the car. I put it on when I do dishes or I'm folding laundry, and I just listen to it while I do other things that I need to get done. It lights a fire under my butt. I'm not even joking. I listen to a wake-up call sometimes in the middle of the day, and all of a sudden all I want to do is work. I just want to jump in and apply everything that I just learned to our team, to my business, to my challengers, and I just feel so driven. It has given me so much more than I ever thought possible. But that's the point of this business. You start with you. That's the cool part. You know, people say, well, what if I sign up as a coach, what's the worst that could happen? There really isn't like a worst that could happen. The worst thing that could happen is you invest in you and you lose weight, you feel better, and you learn that you're actually a better version of yourself than you realized before you were a coach. That's the worst thing that could happen. You might not make $1, okay? You might not, like being a coach. You might not like connecting with people. You might just like the atmosphere of being part of this community. That's okay. The worst thing that could happen is that you feel more confident in your skin. And that is where this business starts. That is why personal development is so important. Because if you're not confident in you and you don't take that time to invest in you, your cup will be empty always. And you will never be able to give to other people. That's what I always tell my challengers too. You can't give to others if you are empty. It just doesn't happen. Eventually you run out of steam and you run out of, those things to give to other people. So personal development is key. We start with us. We start with, fueling our mind and our bodies and taking care of us, and then passing that information and that fire on to other people. And that turns into success. That turns into, a successful business. That turns into, time freedom and financial freedom and so many other things. Now, the third vital behavior is inviting. You cannot expect to be successful as a coach if you don't tell people that you're here to help them, if you don't invite them and open your arms and be like, you know what, I am ready to help you and I would love to have you in my group. I would love to have you on my team. You are an amazing person. Let's do this together. If you don't jump out and do those things, they're not going to know that you're waiting for them. They're not going to know that you're there. So you have to invite. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to get out of your, comfort zone. You have to do things that you never would have done before, because that's where you will be successful. That's how you will be successful. So I want you guys to think about that. I want you guys to remember that, you want to do public invites. You want to post I have 5 spots left and I'd absolutely love to have you in my group. I want you guys to make sure that those lists that you've made or you're going to make are out there and ready for people to see and to use, and they know that, you're there to help them because you have used that list that you've made, that you've taken in your notebook, and you've gone and said, okay, this person seems like they could really use the coaching opportunity. So you've gone and you've used your list and you've said, this is the person I'm going to talk to. And you've gone out and you've personal messaged them, and now you've started a conversation. They are interested in what you're doing. They're going to follow you. They might not say yes right away, but guess what? They're going to say yes at some point because they're going to follow you, and you're going to be consistent, and you're going to grow, and you're going to share, and you're going to turn into this unbelievable leader that they cannot deny. And that's where that cool part comes in. That's where this gets really cool. And I want you guys to understand that. So your 3 vital behaviors are inviting, personal development, and be a product of the product. You have to do all 3 without fail every single day. You do those 3 things every single day without fail from now until forever, and you will see growth in your business, okay? But you have to do them. Your assignment for right now is to post in the group what you are going to do for personal development. Are you going to listen to a podcast? Are you going to read a book? Do you need suggestions for a book? Because I have a ton. The first one is You Are a Badass. That one I think everybody should start with. The Slight Edge. As for podcasts, the Beachbody podcast and the Shailene Show are my all-time favorites. TED Talks are great too. And if you need any other suggestions, please when you post what you're going to do for personal development in our group, I want you to ask your questions so that I can answer them. Bye, guys.